Today we're talking about some essential tools that... Okay. Alright, I'm sorry.
Okay, we're good.
Alright, well speak... Yeah, I'm so sorry. This is why it's bad to have like someone that you know really well, like doing this with you.
Well, you can see our reflection in there, Zane. Selfie. It's just...
Hey everyone, it's Zane, and welcome back to the Dr. Yum Project Kitchen, where today we're here with another episode of Cooking on Your Own for the first time. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about just some essential tools and equipment that you might need prior to moving out. And today I've got a special guest to help me with this, Mia.
Hello, I'm Mia. I'm friends with Zane from high school, and I'm going to be a junior at Mary Washington this fall.
So I know while in high school, we did cook together a lot, but since moving out, have you been cooking by yourself a lot?
Yeah, I have been. My first year of college, I picked the lowest meal plan to save money. So I cooked a lot just in my dorm room. I had lots of really great tools like an Instant Pot and a ramen pot, things like that, just so I could cook something quick on the go or when I didn't want to go to the dining hall at my school.
So you mentioned some cooking equipment that you use in your own dorm. Do you have a particular favorite that's like your go-to?
Yeah, definitely. Mine has to be my mini Instant Pot. Just cooking by myself in my dorm, I didn't need nor could I afford the full-size one. So having the option to just use what I believe to be a 2-quart Instant Pot, it made it so much easier just to cook things like rice and easy staples like that.
So when you're just starting out, you want to make sure that you have the right tools for the right jobs. So we've compiled a couple of tools that we think are essential to moving out just to start building a base of cooking equipment. So starting out, we have a couple of knives. These are just a couple of knives in different sizes. We've got some larger ones. We've got some smaller ones, and I know Mia has a favorite knife.
Oh yeah, I bake a lot of bread, and so I've never wanted to shell out just for a bread knife specifically, but I found that any serrated edge works just fine, and you can use it for a multitude of different purposes as well.
Yeah, it's really good to have different knife sizes. Something like a butternut squash, you don't want to use with a small knife. You want to use small knife for smaller foods and larger knives for larger foods. So a lot of times when you're beginning to cook, it takes a lot of time because you're still learning. But having stuff like these essential knives will drastically decrease your cooking time, makes prep easier. These are very inexpensive ones that come in a variety of sizes, so you can accomplish a lot of different tasks.
And the benefit of buying inexpensive knives now is that you can learn what blades you like and what are better for your cooking style. My younger brother wants to go to culinary school, and we've had the same set of kitchen knives probably since the last 5 houses we've lived in, but he just recently got to invest in a nice set of knives for him because he's been able to figure out what he likes in his cooking.
And under these knives, we have some nice flexible cutting boards. These kinds of cutting boards are really nice because they come in a large pack, and also they're really good for ingredients because since they're flexible, you can kind of scoop them up and then pour them in rather than having to like pick them up by hand or scoop them into a bowl and use extra equipment. What's also nice is if they come in a pack, having at least 2 cutting boards is really nice. So you can use one for raw meats and then one for your other cooking stuff like vegetables, fruits, just for cross-contamination stuff, food safety, just to make sure that you're being safe and you're protecting yourself and others from foodborne illnesses. So next up, we also have some measuring cups and spoons here. It's nice to have some dry measuring cups. So these are dry measuring cups, and this is a liquid measuring cup. What's nice to have both is that these are kind of custom built for dry ingredients versus liquid ingredients. Something like this is something that you can scoop flour or sugar into, or you can scoop up yourself and then level off. Well, this is nice and easy because if you're measuring 1 cup, you can pour it in and it won't be spilling or anything. If you use this for liquid, you might spill some of the liquid. And in here, it's hard to measure things off exactly because it's inside of it.
So one super important thing to remember when using measuring cups, be it liquid or dry, is to make sure you fill it up all the way to the top of the volume that you're using. For example, if you're going to fill up a 1/4 cup of flour, make sure you fill it up all the way to the top, otherwise your measurement will be off. So moving on to cooking vessels, one really great tool to have in your kitchen is a large skillet. Doesn't have to be cast iron like this one. I personally use a lighter nonstick pan, but it's great for a variety of uses like heating up leftovers, cooking eggs, anything like that that you might need to heat up. Like we use it in place of a microwave in my house.
Over here, we've got a small saucepan. This is really nice for stuff like mac and cheese, stuff like rice, smaller things. And then we have a larger soup pot, also known as like a Dutch oven. This is great if you're making like large soups, if you're doing something like batch cooking, where you make a lot of one thing at the beginning of the week and then you can use it as the week goes on. We reference that kind of stuff in our meal planning video if you want to check out that one. But this is something great to have, especially for meal planning. And similar to the soup pot, we also have a sheet pan, which is really great for batch cooking. Throwing a whole bunch of vegetables on here and roasting them gives you ingredients to use for the rest of the week. Also doing something like throwing another protein on here and then having just one whole sheet pan dinner is really great because it saves you a lot of time. You don't have to do many dishes because all you've really used is this one pan.
And we're both vegetarians, but proteins like chicken and fish cook really well and really easily in the sheet pan for a nice, healthy, well-rounded dinner.
So in addition to these tools, there are also some electrical appliances that are really helpful, especially if you aren't in a full kitchen. Sarah, can we snap and then can the scene change? I don't know if that can happen. We're gonna do it. 1, 2, 3. So here we go. I'm gonna start out with this electric skillet. I'm gonna hold it up so you can see it a bit better. This is great. It's so multi-purpose. You could use it like a normal skillet and do something like pancakes or like a grilled cheese or something. But because of how high the walls are and because of the lid, you could do something like a soup or a curry or a stir fry as well. Really, if you don't have a stove, this can be used for so many things. Just plug it in and get ready to go.
And then of course we have my personal favorite, the Instant Pot. As you can see, this one is much bigger than the kind I would use in my college dorm, but this one is much more ideal for a family who's going to be feeding more people.
And if you aren't ready to invest in an Instant Pot, you could also use a slow cooker. A slow cooker is really great. It's something where you can prepare a meal at the beginning of the day, and when you get back home, you have something already ready. So this is great for if you don't really have time to cook around dinner time, say you have a busy schedule, say you're working around that time, you can come home to a nice cooked meal. So Mia, considering that you're Instant Pot royalty, do you want to help explain to us what's the difference between the Instant Pot and then the slow cooker?
Well, I suppose I could. The slow cooker here is a much easier tool to just set it and forget it. If you put your vegetables and meat in there at the beginning of the day, once you're home for dinner time, it'll be all cooked and ready for you. You won't have to monitor the slow cooker as closely. It's a much more easy thing just for families on the go and for people who don't have time to sit there and watch their food cook the whole time. Whereas the Instant Pot, it's a little bit more of an investment, but in my opinion, obviously, it's very much worth it. It has lots of functions. You can saute things, make porridge, yogurt, you can even hard boil eggs in it. I personally use mine a lot for rice cooking because it is a pressure cooker, so it brings your food both to heat and pressure, which is why it cooks a lot faster, but you do have to be around more for it. So for families that want to get more involved and take more control of their cooking, the Instant Pot is a really good choice.
Yeah, so the Instant Pot's really great, but what you also have to remember is that you want to be purchasing stuff that you're going to be using. Say if you have limited space, you don't want to just be accumulating all of these different items. Instant Pot is really great if you're going to be using its functions. However, if you are going to be using it for something just like the slow cooker function, it might be better to just get the slow cooker. It's less of an investment and you'll be decluttering not having a slow cooker and an Instant Pot.
And the great thing about these appliances and others like them is that you can often find them at discount and thrift stores because a lot of people will buy them thinking they're going to use them and then not end up needing them. I personally have found things like my waffle iron and even my Instant Pot at an open box store, which is a great way to save money on them.
So speaking of the Instant Pot, today we're going to be making some Instant Pot beans and eventually making some yum bowls. So Sarah, think fast. 3, 2, 1. So we're set up for yum bowls right now, but first we're going to talk a little bit about beans. Here we have some Instant Pot beans, which are really nice because you can take dried beans and immediately, with a very, very short time span, have ready to eat beans. But also, if say you're working with canned beans, we also have a really great recipe on our website, Noah's Stovetop Beans, that work. They're also super, super delicious. I would check that out depending on what kind of beans you have. So also, we're going to talk a little bit about dry and canned beans. Mia, do you want to talk about why it's important to have both of these in your pantry?
Absolutely. So I've been around the block a couple times, and I know that non-perishable staples like these are a fantastic addition to any diet. I work with the Frederick Mutual Aid Network, and staples like these, both dry and canned beans, are things that you would often find donated or if you're shopping at your local food pantry, these are things that you'll find a lot. So knowing how to cook these is just a great way to add fiber and a lot of healthy nutrients to your diet. What's
also really great about beans is that they're super cost effective. It can be used in a variety of meals. Like for me, I like to make tacos and nachos with beans. What do you like?
And beans are also really great for breakfast burritos. I've had a lot of really good ones as a vegetarian. It's a really great protein that subs for sausage and bacon and things like that. But my personal favorite, my go-to, is just plain rice and beans. I like to add seasoning salt, but it's such an easy and affordable staple meal that I find myself eating that like pretty much whenever I don't want to cook anything else.
So today what we're going to be doing with beans is we're going to be making a yum bowl. You can always check our website and look for yum bowls there. You can use the Meal-o-Matic. It's really easy. It's one of our favorite things to do here at the kitchen. But today we're going to be using beans as our source of protein. So Mia, let's go ahead and make our yum bowls.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Yum bowls are really great because they're super versatile. You can use all sorts of toppings. It doesn't really matter what you have in your fridge. But also, everyone can customize it. Say that you're feeding a lot of people and you don't really know what everyone has. Everyone has different diets. I just dropped a piece of spinach. Everyone can just put whatever they want in. So I'm starting with a base of spinach. Mia's doing some
I'm going with the
leftover
potatoes.
Also gonna put some potatoes in.
I'll put some spinach in. Look at us matching.
I'm going to get a large serving of these beans. Sorry, I'm reaching over you.
It's all good. Anything for the beans.
Get a little bit more. I'm actually just gonna take them all and you can just like do something else.
You know? Hey, easy enough to cook. I'll make a new batch.
Okay, I'm gonna do...
Oh my gosh.
We have shredded cheese.
This
This is also an early dinner for us. So this is actually gonna be dinner.
Chef's kiss.
Mia actually, I think the first time Mia was exposed to Yum Bowls was at my house. And you have a story, you have a story of you taking a photo of Yum Bowls at my house. That kind of...
Oh yeah. I have this like Instagram story highlight that's just food that I've cooked with friends. So it has like bagels that I've baked with one of my friends from high school. And I put a picture of my Yum Bowl on there and I had a bunch of people messaging me like, oh my gosh, what restaurant is this from? Where's this from? I'm like, Dr. Yum Test Kitchen, baby.
Salsa, we have two kinds of salsa. This is super easy. Right now we're kind of doing like almost like a Mexican spin on it. You can do like Mediterranean, all sorts of stuff. All right, I'm gonna do some sour cream. I'm gonna plate it up very nicely.
I'm not.
Camera. Actually,
I'm going solely for flavor on mine.
Actually, I don't know if I'm gonna plate
To
this
each
very
their
nicely.
own. Ooh, the salsa verde just hits. Always good.
Have you ever tried to make salsa verde?
I have not. One time we were making like tacos at my house, but my brother dropped a can of Guy Fieri salsa verde and it ended up on our ceiling somehow. So that's like, we haven't tried anything else with it since then.
I tried to make salsa verde once because I was feeling fancy and I want to do it. By the way, I'm crushing up some tortilla chips.
Do a
Easy
smiley
way to
face.
add crunch.
Look at that. So happy.
I was making salsa verde and it turned out way too spicy. So I learned that day that if you're trying to make salsa a little less spicy, you can take some of it out and then throw a cucumber in, which I thought was a really nice touch. Yeah, you can do cucumber. Also a little bit of sugar just to lessen the spice. Yeah, tortilla chips are really great for crunch. And I realized I picked up one too many, so I'm just gonna eat one.
Nothing stopping you. I'm adding some of this creamy cilantro lime dressing. It's almost like a salad bowl in a way because you can just add whatever dressings you like.
Also, you aren't constrained by what we have here. Do whatever you want, whatever you have in your fridge, whatever.
I'm worried this is gonna come all the
whatever
way
your
out at
preferences
once.
are. Oh, it will.
It will? That's not reassuring. I don't know. No, don't worry. It will. I just want the cilantro lime dressing. I'm so afraid.
This is like a horror
Okay, you know
movie.
what?
Can we produce a horror movie where it's just like us pouring cilantro lime dressing?
I would watch that. I simply would.
I think mine is done. Is yours
A
done?
little sriracha.
Ooh. All right, so here are Yum Bowls. They kind of look a little similar. I know we have different ingredients. I did some like papitas on mine. I know that you did creamy cilantro dressing. You can also put out, say you want to do like a potluck, have everyone bring like a couple of different things. It's also food can be a social thing of bringing a bunch of people together. I'm dropping my fork, but I recovered and that was actually kind of smooth.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get like a perfect bite of like.
Yeah, I'm trying. I got some
getting
potato,
like a little bit of everything.
Got some crunch. Got a little beans.
Like the ideal
in there.
first bite.
Ready? Wait, we gotta
I'm
cheers it.
struggling.
We gotta cheers it. This was a terrible idea. That was worth the wait.
This is it.
This is it, Chief.
And see, we only used a small portion of beans. If you're making a big thing of beans, you can eat this almost all week. Would you want to eat it all week? I would, because this is really good. And you can change it up every day. We were talking before, you can use a lot of different things. Doesn't have to be Yum Bowls. Do whatever you want. Beans are great. So thank you, Mia, for joining us today. A lot of what you said was really helpful for me, a lot of the Instant Pot stuff, and I hope it's really helpful to our viewers. I just want to ask everyone out there, what kind of content do you want to see? If you want to answer my question, please leave it in the comments. Share this with friends as well. Like if you have someone that might benefit from this video, or someone that you just want to show this kind of content to, feel free to share. We got some comments of people asking, should I share? Do it. Share it. Make it go viral. Could this series go viral? Anyways, also subscribe to our YouTube, like us on Facebook, Instagram, follow us on all of those so you can keep up with this and future episodes that'll come out, along with general Dr. Yum stuff. And I'll see you in the next episode.